am Emma from Sweden. I'm here with my husband, traveling from the heart of Turkey, Kayseri, to our home in Istanbul with our Renault Zoe. We are just starting our journey. IKEA scoop, of course, where we put all our charging cables. As opposed to other parts of the world, probably, you only need one charging cable, but here we need adapter charging cables because unfortunately Turkey doesn't have that many charging stations. We have one adapter for 3-phase. So this is our ordinary type 2 charging cable that we can use in the rare case we actually find a charging station. And here is our energy kick to use for 3-phase. So this is our necessary equipment, otherwise we couldn't do this journey. And here is our 2-year-old girl sleeping, thankfully. Now if you have any doubts about Renault Zoe fitting a car seat or a rear-facing car seat, have no doubts, it's very comfortable. She's sitting here very comfortably. She has a perfect view out the back door, so actually she likes this car more than other cars. Also, lots of leg space for the front passenger as well. So I would recommend this for families with 2 children. So now we'll start our journey to Istanbul from Kayseri. Now we're on the first stretch of our journey from Kayseri to Kirsehir. Kirsehir is a small city between Kayseri and Ankara, and one of the rare places where we can actually charge our car. There's no charging station there, but we will go to Renault in Kirsehir, the Renault dealer, and charge our car with 3-phase adapter charger that we have. So we have this energy kick cable that turns any 3-phase or monophase power outlet into a type 2 charger station. The problem in Turkey is there are very few actual charging stations. Istanbul is good. Between Istanbul and Ankara we don't have any problems, but between Ankara and Kayseri there are no charging stations. So without this energy cable we couldn't actually make this journey, like I mentioned before. At every stop we have to wait approximately 1.5 hours. This is the R version, not the Q version, so there is no quick charge of this car. But with this cable we can actually make this journey very comfortable. Turkey only has a few DC charging stations, maybe like 10, but Renault Zoe doesn't support DC anyway, so it's only AC charging stations. The maximum charging capacity of these charging stations in Turkey is 22 kilowatt. So even if we had the Q version that can support 43 kilowatt per hour, we couldn't charge it anywhere anyway. So this version is not sold in Turkey. They are all R version. If you ask me about the comfort of traveling, of intracity traveling with an EV in Turkey, I would say it's actually quite good. I mean, a lot of people that don't know EV cars, that are very skeptical about them, bring this up as one of the problems. Like, you have to stop and charge your car. You can't just drive into a gas station and fill it up in 2 minutes. So it takes more planning. I know my mother-in-law doesn't like that it takes us 5 hours longer now to get from Istanbul to Kayseri than it used to. But on the other hand, I mean, now we have this 2-year-old girl who's not going to sit in the car for 10 hours straight anyway. Stopping charging is actually a very good excuse for everyone to stretch our legs, get something to eat, see something. Like, often we stop at shopping malls for charging, have some ice cream, go to a playground. So I would say it's quite comfortable, actually. I don't mind it as much as I thought I would. We are driving in eco mode to preserve energy to where we're going. So currently I'm driving 95 kilometers per hour, and at this speed we're spending something like 14 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So eco mode is making the car a bit numb, maybe. I mean, if I hit the gas, it doesn't really do that much. But if I need to overtake a bus or something, I floor the gas pedal, and it actually increases the speed very nicely, like now. And when I let go of the throttle, it goes back to eco mode. Today we will travel from Kayseri to Istanbul, and we will make 3 stops for charging. Our first stop is in Kirsehir, the small city between Kayseri and Ankara, where we'll stop for approximately 1 hour to charge a 3-phase power outlet at the Renault service and car dealership. After this we will have 2.5 hour drive to Ankara, where we will stop in Ankara, really big, I think the biggest shopping mall there, and charge, which is a nice place to charge our car. There's playground, food court, lots of shopping places, go for coffee. Our girl will be very happy to stop there. After Ankara we will go Düzce, take approximately 2 hours. In Düzce there is nothing much more than a charging station by Voltron, this Turkish company. And we will stop at this gas station. And after Düzce we will stay probably 2 hours there. And we will go straight home to Halkalı, Istanbul. And hopefully we won't have to stop and charge anywhere else. If you have an Android telephone, you can plug it in with a USB to your car and use its interface. So it's pretty useful. Here's the main menu. This is Google Maps that we're hooked up to, so I see where I'm going. Here's the telephone to call. No, our little girl just woke up. Here's music, so we're hooked up to Spotify app for some road time entertainment. So we just reached our first destination, which is Renault car dealership in Kirsehir, where we will charge with 3-phase power outlet with our energy cable. I think they know us well. We've been here so many times. So we're here in the Kirsehir Renault car dealership, waiting for our car to charge. We will stay here approximately 1 hour. Our girl just woke up, so I hope she will have plenty of opportunity to stretch her legs, so she will get ready for the next 2-hour drive to Ankara.
What are you guys doing here?
Hanging out, making time pass, making a mess. Very curious about the other kids here. Sweating.
It's pretty warm in Turkey, right?
Yeah, I think it's something like 35 degrees outside. No, our car just charged up to 80%, so we're ready to go. We actually charged up to 85%, which we didn't need, but now we have more than enough charge to take us to Ankara in Ankara. So we just left Renault Kirsehir and we are going to Ankara now for our second charge of this journey. In Ankara we are going to Anka Mall, which is the biggest shopping mall in Ankara. Have some dinner. They have a nice charging station. And this little girl, she wants to watch cartoons now. So I should turn this off and give her the phone. As you can see, she has a very nice view from her seat. But she's not happy. Vinkas, Masara? Good way to get the kids to sit down in the cars, to give them some sugar and some cartoons. Keep them happy for a while. We've been waiting here for the last 5 minutes. There's an accident on the road up ahead.
So they're taking the car.
Yeah, we're not quite sure why they're not letting us pass on the other lane. But it seems, hopefully...
Probably the tow car.
Yeah, hopefully it's finished now. Wait and see. This is our current cruise speed. We charged a bit more than we needed in Kirsehir, so now we're making up time by driving a bit quicker at 106 kilometers per hour. Heja Sverige, heja Sverige. Abla. Ligger hon och sover där? Meh. Saw some goats. So the capacity of this car is 41 kilowatt hours, which is what we have now spent, and this has taken us almost 290 kilometers with an average speed of approximately 100 kilometers an hour. This is showing 73, but it's not really accurate because we stopped for this accident and for some red lights. And we have an average consumption of 14.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And we even saved 6 kilowatt hours, which is pretty good. So here is our e-charge charging station here in Ankara. We just arrived after being stuck in traffic for a while. A bit behind schedule and with a very impatient little girl. So finally we get to use our normal charging cable. Here is Ankara. I like to keep it rolled up and not leave it on the ground. It gets really dirty with all the pollution and dust. So let's see if they will let us charge. That's it. Now we will go and get some food, stretch our legs, relax. This is Ankara, where we will spend the next 2 hours. So Esma Sara went from one seat to another. Finally, Esma Sara gets to have her way and gets to play in the playground after sitting in the car patiently for 2.5 hours.
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow.
So now we're having dinner. I managed to make her sit down in her chair for once. And now we're having chicken, some pasta. She won't sit down. Our girl has an obsession with ice cream at the moment, so wherever we go, she needs to have ice cream and sausage. And this is pretty much the only thing she ever eats. So we're waiting for the last 5% to charge now, and then we will head out to Kirsehir, where hopefully we will be able to have a nap whilst charging.
Turned it out, and so the teacher turned it out, but still it lingered.
We're finally finished charging here in Ankara at 97%. So now I'm gonna unhook the charger. Thank you, Ankara. Now up to Kirsehir, where hopefully we will get some sleep before we finally go home. Arrived here in Kirsehir. I was sleeping most of the way. Mehmet was driving, so I'm a bit mushy now. But we're finally here. We're getting some weird looks from people wondering why we are filming in the middle of the night. So this is also the Type 2 charging cable. This is Voltron charging station. It's a Turkish charging company working with petrol offices, just building charging stations all over Turkey. And for this year they're free, so we like to come to these ones just to save bucks on the road. So we're finally here in Istanbul. We've got like 3% left of our battery. It took us something like 14 hours to get here, but we're finally home. So we're gonna charge up our car for tomorrow if we need to use it. So we don't actually have a charging station at home. We're using our energy cable here again. Very useful. I'm so tired. Now time to get our kid out of the car and go upstairs for some sleep. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Our total consumption was 114 kilowatt hours. And we didn't save that much. Well, we saved 9 kilowatt hours, but we were using the eco mode and allowing our car to speed up whilst going downhill, so we didn't save as much as we could have. We did an average speed of 100 kilometers per hour approximately. We were stuck in traffic in Ankara for a long time, which pulled it down. And our average consumption was 14.2, which is quite low. This whole journey took us something around 14 and a half hours. We charged at 3 places, an average of 1.5 hours per charge. So it was a good trip. Thank you for joining us for this trip, and I hope to see you soon again.